Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off with some local news here in Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Ravi Ratiram, has assured that food security and sustainability are priorities of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the Kamla Persad Bissessa's regime. Speaking at the opening ceremony of this regional consultation meeting on Tuesday, he said the government is taking decisive steps to strengthen food security and sustainable agricultural practices. He went on to say the research division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries will soon introduce maximum residue limit MRL testing, with newly acquired equipment to carry out pesticide residue testing for a wide range of chemicals. This initiative demonstrates our commitment to ensuring that agricultural produce meets the highest safety standards possible, and of course that will benefit us, the consumers, and of course the standard of our products. If it is we decide to export these agricultural products, it has to be of a certain level, of a certain standard. So wonderful initiative taken by the Kamla Persad Bissessa's regime. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. 4 stops. The Honorable Jerlene John, Minister of Works and Infrastructure, together with Dr. the Honorable Colin Neil Gosain, MP for Chaguanas West, His Worship Faik Mohammed, Mayor of the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, Mr. Sundar Juku, Councillor for Felicity Endeavour, and the ministry's team of technical experts have visited sites in Ibis Gardens, La Pele, Village, and Warren Road. At each site, the team surveyed areas facing embankment and drainage issues and engaged directly with residents to hear firsthand the challenges they've been living with. Discussions also centered on the way forward to bring much-needed flooding relief and restore confidence in these communities. It's just like how the Kamla Persad Bissessa's regime performed back in 2010 to 2015. Especially certain ministers, but in general, the central government under the Kamla Persad Bissessa's ruling or leadership always shows care and concern for all the peoples of Trinidad and Tobago. We are still waiting patiently here in Sangre Grande to receive this type of service as well, but I do believe that in due time, we will get our share of the benefits as well. Dr. the Honorable Michael Dowlat, Minister of Education, visited Naparima Girls High School yesterday. Plus, I think he visited some other schools as well, where he met with administrators, teachers, and students. Minister Dowlat commended the teachers for their hard work and encouraged them to share their expertise with colleagues across the education system. These visits form part of the ministry's continued commitment to ensuring every student has access to a high-quality education. Standard of education will definitely increase in Trinidad and Tobago during these next 5 years. A new eco-conscious luxury hotel is coming to the North Coast. Trade, Investment and Tourism Minister Satyakama Maharaj revealed the initiative at the Maracas Lookout on September 15th. He said the hotel will feature a conference center, marina, restaurant, spa, and other amenities, all powered by solar energy. People, the sun is free. We really need, I myself personally have said this for a long time now, for many years now, that once I have the funds available, I will purchase a lot of those solar powered devices. Really, it's going to reduce the cost that you have to pay for your electricity bill significantly, people. Well, because I mean, most of the days here in Trinidad and Tobago, we have bright sunlight. Yes, there's a rainy season period, but even during the rainy season period, we have a lot of days when there's a lot of sun, a lot of sunlight. The project will be executed by the private firm Global Communique Resorts Limited. The resort is set to be constructed on the Maracas Lookouts Lavache Peninsula and be named in honor of TNT's indigenous people. That's nice. That's a nice gesture. The project is expected to launch formally in December with the aim of constructing the restaurant in December 2026 and opening the hotel at the end of 2027. At the end of 2027. Wow, that's some time again. But time flies so quickly, but wow. Anyhow, Maharaj said the project will be a cornerstone of the government's new tourism direction and pivotal for the nation's tourism and economic diversification strategy. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Commuters making their way to the western end of Tobago now have an alternative route. This comes with the official opening of the Kilgwin-Storby Local Road, Friendship Connector Road on Tuesday. The final costs are still being tallied. THA Chief Secretary Farley Augustine boasted that the newly constructed Kilgwin-Storby Local Road, Friendship Connector Road was completed in a transparent manner, an accountable manner. He said the new carriageway is a celebration for all of Tobago. He went on to say this project started at $64 to $65 million TT, and I expect that when the accounting officers do their tally and account for the setbacks, the times that the contractor could not work and the variations that, especially because of adverse weather and stuff like that, and the variations that happened, that the cost will go up eventually. But we are very much prepared to be open in so far as what this cost. Therefore, they will show documentation to prove what was spent where and so forth. Who was paid to do the work. Chief Secretary Augustine pointed to the design, build, finance, procurement model which was used to cover the cost of the project. He said that the THA also requested that 80% of the work and materials be local. That is really good. That will benefit the Tobagonian people. Secretary of Infrastructure Trevor James praised the THA as he highlighted that the expertise of staff was also used to complete the road infrastructure. Now for some regional news, and we're starting off with Grenada. Delta Airlines is adding new daily flights to a Caribbean island famous for beaches, chocolate, and spice. Delta is kicking off a significant new route from Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport on December 20th, with daily non-stop service to Grenada's Maurice Bishop International Airport. It's a huge boost for the tourism fortunes of Grenada. Really wonderful news for them. I'm really happy to hear that. A destination that has already been seeing strong growth in both its travel profile and its tourism numbers. And I hope that the diplomatic relations between Trinidad, Grenada, and Guyana continue to become closer and closer as time goes by. Now for some news from Guyana. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali announced a list of initiatives aimed at improving Guyana's financial sector, making access to banking and lending services easier for citizens and businesses. President Ali has since tasked a team comprising the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Guyana, and commercial banks with identifying loopholes in the sector. He has given them 4 weeks to devise an action plan. Wonderful leadership. Continues to show that type of characteristic about him. Wonderful leadership skills. Within 2 weeks' time, Guyana will begin the large-scale implementation and distribution of the electronic identification system, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has said. The program will complete, he went on to say, the program will complete the following objectives. Provide every citizen with a secure, tap-proof digital identity card, enable trusted digital verification for government and private sector services, the president said during a Tuesday news conference. The president also assured that there will be public awareness and education as the government looks to roll out the initiative. Advancing people in technology. I don't think we don't have that kind of technology here in Trinidad and Tobago yet. But we have a whole lot of other things to focus on. We need to focus right now on stimulating our economy, investing in reopening of our refinery, Petrotrin, which was and will be once again the backbone of our economy. To improve the delivery of sustainable and reliable electricity, the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated GPL will be rolling out a series of projects to modernize the country's electricity infrastructure. This was announced by President Dr. Irfan Ali during a Tuesday afternoon news conference at the office of the president. These projects will include building a smart grid, including the construction of transmission and distribution lines. Wonderful, again, development. The construction, and this is something that we need to take into consideration here in Trinidad as well, but even as private home owners, invest in having some of these solar panels and solar powered systems. Will really reduce your energy bills. The construction of the new headquarters of the Ministry of Housing, Central Housing and Planning Authority, CH&PA, located at Plantation House East Bank, Demerara, is steadily progressing. Once completed, the modern facility will enhance services to the public while providing a more accommodating work environment for the staff. 1,000 truck clamps, scales, traffic lights to be acquired. Soon, 100,000 street lights will be installed countrywide to increase safety by improving visibility for drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians, thereby reducing accidents and deterring crime in public places. We are still in Guyana, people. This is not Trinidad or Jamaica. This is the Irfan Ali administration seeking the needs and the safety of his people, his fellow citizens. The initiative will also enhance community well-being by creating a greater sense of security. Definitely. We need that right now in Lindsay Street, in San Grande. We need a lot of the lights to be repaired. The initiative will also enhance community well-being by creating a greater sense of security, supporting more outdoor activities after dark, and boosting the local economy. In a recent update, Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgehill stated that contracts have already been signed and awarded for the acquisition of the street lights. While awaiting delivery, the government has made efforts to source and install lights in areas deemed most needed. Now for some news from Jamaica. Church Teachers College in Manchester is repositioning itself to attain university status. According to principal of the institution, Dr. Garth Anderson, its graduates have gone on to become not only teachers, but school teachers, lawyers, politicians, media practitioners, religious leaders, financial and business experts, policymakers, researchers, and change makers. So they're basically expanding from what they probably originally used that institution for. Whether it is people from the Jamaican community in Japan or fans flying thousands of miles to see their favorite athletes in action, Team Jamaica has been well supported in the opening days of the Tokyo World Athletics Championships. As Sunday's schedule saw the final to the men's and women's 100 meters, it would be hard to miss the pockets of black, green, and gold that flooded the Japan National Stadium. I wish them all the best, and also to our athletes from Trinidad and Tobago. Some travel news now. October heralds the season of mist and mellow fruitfulness. The perfect time for trips that embrace the natural world, its changing hues and abundant produce. From mushrooms to apples, pumpkins to olives, tours across the UK and Europe are ripe with foodie opportunities, and I so love foodie. Getting back to what I was saying, the whether encountered through a harvest or on a foraging course. This is also a great time to be bagging the last beach break of the season, while easy access destinations in Southern Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East are still basking in sunshine. And because remember, they are now going into fall. And coastal resorts and seasonal ferries have yet to shut up shop for the winter season. But if you are weary of the sun and sand, October also comes with tempting urban escapes. From Montreal to Manhattan, Boston to Baltimore, cities along North America's East Coast are at their most atmospheric this month, rich with fiery autumn colors and Halloween festivities. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Now for some interesting facts, scientific facts. The sun is the greatest powerhouse in our solar system, a colossal star burning with unimaginable energy. Every second, it releases more power than humanity has used in all of history, even now. Yet, here's the astonishing truth. It only receives a small fraction, less than 1% of the sun's total output. And that tiny silver is enough to sustain everything we know and love here on this planet. That fraction of light fuels oceans, forests, and the very cycle of life itself. It drives the winds, forms the clouds, and sets the seasons in motion. Plants turn it into food through photosynthesis. Animals depend on that energy, and humans harness it for warmth, growth, and technology. Without this minuscule share of solar energy, our world would be a frozen, lifeless rock adrift in space. Exactly. To put it into perspective, just 1 hour of sunlight that strikes Earth carries more energy than the entire human race consumes in a year. You can imagine that? And most of the countries around the world now use electricity, and yet still it's not as much energy being used. The balance is delicate too. A little less sunlight and life would struggle. A little more and the earth might become uninhabitable. It's a cosmic reminder of how finely tuned our place in the universe really is. And I will add this, it's God's design and positioning of our planet in the solar system that was perfectly calculated from the very beginning. A little more, a little closer to the sun, problems. A little further away, still problems, people. That is the genius of a God, the omnipotent God, the master designer whom we serve. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news headlines. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.